Hey kids! Hello, hello! I haven't been here in a really long time. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Hello, Nikki. Hello, hello, baby. Hello, equal parts. Thanks for being here, everybody. Hello, beautiful girl, mama. Hello, hello. My beautiful mama here. Today's been a day, and I've had like live after live planned, and they did not come to fruition. As you can tell, because I was not here. Hey, Luna. Good to see you, baby. Hey, Tar Heel. Hello, hello. It's good to see you. I just haven't been here. I haven't been feeling good. I noticed in a lot of my other videos I was doing, I was touching my nose a lot. I've had like cuts and like a raw nose. I know it's really gross to get into, but I'm sorry if that grosses you out. I've been touching my face a lot. I don't even have my nails did. And I came on here to talk about poor Nancy Guthrie. Is that how you say it? Guthrie? How tragic. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's get into Zoe for a second while we let people roll in here. Poor Zoe. She's good. She's in the bag next to me currently. We went and picked her up from the vet. She got her spay this morning. She was a little wobbly when we picked her up. The poor thing. Girls, I was telling Nikki this morning. So she Zoe the Hoey. Yeah, Zoe the Hoey. Can we just talk? So she's like 8 months old or something. She's a baby. Okay. She's like just getting into her femininity, and she has been in heat. I've gone through like 3 cycles of heat. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have seen what heat looks like, but she isn't howling. She wasn't howling or anything like that yet, but she was doing the back foot stomp with the big bushy tail, right? And she was like, turn her. So this morning, I bring this little hoe to the animal shelter to get her bits removed for everyone's sake, right? Because she's never, the same Tar Heel. That's what I'm saying. She's a hoe, just like her mama. She's and Caden doesn't understand. She's like, why? He's like, why is Zoe stamping like that? I mean, just the back legs with the bushy thing, and she's just like Pepe Le Pew looking behind her. Okay. So I walk in, I had a 7:45 and 8:30 window. Okay. Kids. So there's a worker, there's like a vet tech, I think, and there's like 20, maybe 15 to 20 cats. Okay. Standing. I went down to, the animal shelter down by us to bring Zoe to get the fix. Okay. She was going to jump a male cat's bones if I didn't. Okay. She was trying to get out of the house. Just end of story. She was going to end up out of the house on the prowl for a male cat. Okay. I walk in. I have her in my cat carrier, and the cat carrier has obviously 4 sides and the bottom of the carrier. Now she can see through the mesh on one whole side and a side, right? Now I have been yelling at this little hoe, put your butt down, because she's just, right? I've taken video. I've sent it to Nikki. She's just like on her condo, right? With her ass up in the air, like, hey, right? Just waiting for babies, There is a handsome young fella in a glass tube of what, that's what it looked like. He was in like a glass tube of some sort. Hold on one moment. Sorry, baby Grunk. Yeah. So she can see this handsome young fellow. When I tell you, if I was a cat, I'm going for this cat. He was beautiful. Okay. He looked like a mountain lion. He had these big paws. There was like a little breathing tube for him. He's smelling her pheromones. Okay. Just needed smelling her pheromones. My little hoe. Okay. I'm talking to the young man at the counter trying to pay the fee for the rabies shots at the goddamn. Hi, Sensei. Hi, Rosie, Luna, and Adrian. Always a pleasure. I'm trying to pay the young man for the kids. The mountain lion in the clear vessel. Okay. I had to tell Zoe to put her ass down. She's like this, looking at him. Okay. Her butt up in the air. I'm like, oh, Zoe, put your ass down. Oh, you're embarrassing your mother. She backed it up for the feral cat who was trying. He knew what was happening. You could tell in his face. Okay. You could tell in his face. He knew that his kibbles and bits were being taken. Okay. She didn't quite know until I picked her up. And when I picked her up, she was looking a little mediocre. Yeah. She's definitely from Rosie. She's definitely a Boston girl. She's Zoe. Yeah. Yeah. She's just looking over her shoulder like, hey, you trying to get this before I'm not interested? It's like she was in perimenopause. Okay. It was wild. There was 20 cats. Yeah, the pro. Yeah. I am so dead. I apologize if I'm kind of like we got a lot going on in the house today and I'm coming in hot. Yeah, Zoe was doing the pose. She was looking for her husband. I don't blame her, right? It was her last chance at a hurrah. But she had 20 and she picked the cute one. I mean, I don't know what type of cat this thing was, but it was like a brindle in black and white. He was beautiful. Okay. He was beautiful. In the clear vessel with the little breathing hole this big. The thing was like a mountain lion. She's like, if I'm getting babies in the next 5 minutes, it's going to be with you, sir. And he was about it. He was like in the breathing hole. And her ass is up with her big bushy tail, little slut. Yeah. Stripped her off. Right? I felt bad. She's trying to, the oxygen bars. Yeah. I mean, the fanciness. I mean, I have like a black regular carrier. This bitch don't leave the house. She's very she's not in the car very often. Some of the carriers that I saw were very high tech. They were very high tech. There was a lot going on with the cat, and one of them looked like a Siamese, right? You would think you'd want to breed that one. I don't know. Zoe, on the other hand, was just looking for a booty call at the animal shelter. Mm-hmm. Yep, that one's mine. You're the one that was trying to jump bones when we first got here. It's mine. Just come and help me. Don't be jealous. Okay. So anywho, now that we've let a few people roll in, nothing crazy. She's doing well though. She's doing very well. They said to keep her in the carrier for the time being and just like let her let her come to her own listen. And baby Gronk is not gentle with her. I keep trying to tell him she had her belly shaved. She can't, and he wants to Tar Heel, you're killing me. I mean, I was an advocate for it, but we were already there. There was no turning around. Okay. I was paying the bill for her to cool her jets. Okay. She has been in heat. Apparently, just like a woman, like a human woman, they cycle even more. And they're very she's very aggressive. Okay. Every 3 weeks this happens. So all of a sudden I'm like, what is she doing? And then Caden's like, Mom, what's she doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm Googling symptoms. Yeah. And so she just got out of a heat. So hopefully she's more comfortable. You know what I mean? She's literally at our kitchen windows with paws, just like, come get me, males, come get me. Might have gotten some from my career. I mean, fair. Some people, I feel that in my soul. I do. That is funny. Okay. So, Nancy Guthrie. What is this, kids? What is this? I have been consuming all of the kidnapping footage of it all. We have JLR out there 24 hours a day. How do you have how are you JLR and have 20,000 viewers at one time with an iPhone pointed just at like a brick wall? Can someone riddle me that? Can we start there? Okay. I'm not hating on, well, yeah, I am hating on JLR a little bit, but like weird. Um, the whole thing's crazy. It's an 84-year-old woman kidnapped from her home. Did you see the size of the thing? They can't say whether or not they can't say whether or not she had like an aide that lived with her. Um, she lived in a very big home. She's 84. She had a pacemaker. She had diabetes and insulin dependence. So you know that's going south quickly, right? Um, and so the FBI gets involved quickly, right? And then, she is Savannah Guthrie's mother, where she has come on to the Today Show for the mom shows and things like that, right? Um, Very scary. Okay. Um, I've watched a lot of coverage on this. I've been watching it today specifically because, so wait, let's go back. Yeah, JLR was slithering himself in there. He certainly fucking was. Breaking it. How does he have 20? How does he have 20,000? How does he have 20,000 live views? Like, damn. Why did it take so long to exactly? So yeah, exactly. So Cash Patel clearly saw this footage before. And so now you're going to put it out because the ransom of $6 million came and gone. Just people want to know. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, not for nothing. I stopped in and I watched the brick wall for a little bit just to hear, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he has a whole thing going on. I was just shocked. I was just shocked. Because people nosy as fuck. Yeah, same. And he has gotten over time, has gotten a base, a line, viewers. He's earned it. And this is what he does for a job. And he travels all over the world. I give him that. Okay. He showed up in Dedham. Remember that? Hey, JTG 1976. It's nice to meet you too, baby. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Get into detention. So she goes on the Today Show a lot. She, come to find out, is an ultra Christian, part of like online communities. Scary. Okay. I side-eyed this because she's 84, and I was like, well, she goes to online church apparently, and she's very interactive. I side-eyed that. I don't know if that's even true, right? And then you have the internet saying that this Tommaso fella, her son-in-law, and her had a fight recently, and he's getting blamed. It's another scary thing. And people are like, oh, he hasn't shown his face. He hasn't shown his face. He's guilty. Let's slow the fuck down, because some people don't want to be famous. They don't want their face plastered all over the interwebs. We don't know that same reason. Yeah, Kim, I'm saying, if that ain't the fucking truth. Right there, girl. Right there. Right there. He's just the elderly JLR. Yeah. So you have Savannah Guthrie. She's part of this online church. She goes to her daughter Annie's home for dinner one night. She ends up her heart valve, her pacemaker connects to its base at her home. So we know she went home. Okay. We know she got home. And then, and then disappears. Okay. An 84-year-old woman. Oh, a game night. Thank you. Okay. She went for a game night. Good for her. So she seemed like extra active, right? I mean, you can have diabetes and pacemaker and live to 110, right? So, but if you're insulin dependent, you cannot live that long without insulin, being insulin dependent, right? So was it said that it was at Annie Guthrie's house with Tomas? Was it Tomas? Um, was it at her house? Or because then they're saying it was at a friend's house. So they're throwing all the family members under she was very well off independently. Yeah. I mean, she was goals, right? Okay, good. Cincy, this case is all over the place. I hope it does not turn to the next big case that's never solved like John Benet Ramsey. I agree. I agree, girl. It's not looking good, right? And like, I think it was you that just says the cartel has everything. I believe it. So, okay, thank you for saying this. Let's get into this and kind of what Cincy was saying about the whole how to Cash Patel have the images of this person of interest or whatever. How did this person of interest not get plastered all over the mainstream media, the interwebs? How was it not plastered all over the media for 10 days after the $6 million was or was not, depending on who you ask, was it put into the account or wasn't it? It was $6 million. You have this kidnapper sending TMZ the ransom notes. Have we hit the twilight zone? It was okay. No, it was at Annie's and Tommaso's. He's the one that dropped her off. Okay. So I was confirmed. She Ubered there and they carried her home. Okay. Can you imagine, like, say if it had, like, they have nothing to do with it. Can you imagine the guilt they feel? And then they have the online thugs saying that they're guilty of harming their 84. Imagine getting to 84 and this is what happens. Imagine making it to 84. You're like Nikki was saying, well off, you're independent. You're going to game nights, you're living alone. Hi Tracy V, baby. You're living alone independently very well, okay? You're going to church, you're showing up on the Today Show because you have a very successful daughter. You're like a mom of the mainstream media. And this is what it comes to. You're kidnapped out of your home, coming home from a game night, right? So they get that from a cloud. Yeah, right. So, I mean, clearly, if you guys, we're going to play it. And actually, I was just watching Megyn Kelly before this, and we're going to go over, because for days now, at first you're like, oh shit, an 84-year-old woman from like a celebrity's mom got kidnapped from her home. You think it was like a crazed fan, or if it was someone who's like, oh, we can like get some money off of these people, right? That's sad. But then I started thinking, is it a hoax? Right? A few days ago, I saw that, you know, all the Epstein files got dropped. Her daughter Savannah had done many interviews with many of the victims in the Epstein files, right? The ones that have come out and wanted to tell their story against Prince Andrew and against Epstein and. So I was like, oh, that's convenient. Right? So, because I'm all over the Charlie Kirk shit. Okay, I'm all over the Charlie Kirk shit. I don't know what's going on, but I don't trust Cash Patel. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what it has to do with it. But you're waiting 10 days after a $6 million ransom that we don't know whether it was delivered after the kid said that it was going to be delivered. And now from the Nest camera, you're gonna plaster it all now after 10 days of this woman missing. I have so many questions. I thought political at first. Yeah. I thought that it was a message. I thought it was a message. Listen, I don't care what side of the aisle you fall on, right? Pedophilia is pedophilia, sex rings are sex rings, and that's not a political side. You're the fucking scumbag, you're not. Okay. You're a scumbag, you're not. I don't know what went on. I'm all over the Charlie Kirk stuff on both sides because I don't have an angle, right? But but what the fuck? Okay, a lot of the viewers here, we're all within reason. You know, I'm in my 40s. I you know, unless you're a little bit younger or older, we're all kids or adult children of parents. I have an 80-year-old mother. I know a lot of we have elderly. Can you imagine? Right? Because you have a little bit of fame and your job is to be on the Today Show, and all these Epstein files comes out. The Epstein files comes out, and you are interviewing victims of Epstein who is in a worldwide pedophilia ring, and your mama goes missing. I have so many questions. And the fact that the feds didn't put it out for 12 days. Listen, that's a male. He looks Spanish of some sort. Okay. Or maybe like Sicilian. He had a mustache, full lips. He had really, really dark eyelashes, and he had maintenance eyebrows. You couldn't have put that out 10 days ago when this woman was missing. Answer for yourself, right? If that was my mom, I would want that plastered fucking everywhere. Everywhere. Find Carol. Okay? Find Lindy Lou. Like, I want you to find. I don't give a shit. Okay. And then they're sending TMZ letters. It's convenient how TMZ always gets these, like, they got all the Diddy stuff ahead of time. They got the R. Kelly stuff ahead of time. The Salas Rivas Hernandez case they got ahead of time. I side-eye that. Okay. I side-eye that. And then the ransom notes. Who writes it? Last ransom note I heard of was the JonBenet Ramsey case, the 9-page ransom note. Who writes ransom notes anymore in 2026 when you clearly tried to bust up a Nest camera that caught your ass, and you're sending ransom notes to TMZ? The audacity. How quickly could they get the video? And I mean, with a subpoena, less than 48 hours. If they're looking for an 84-year-old woman, I would have guessed it wouldn't take 10 days. The feds? I can't imagine that even like local police could get the footage. I'm guessing. I'm not an expert. I'm guessing local police could get it faster. Yeah, wild. Okay, so how quickly? Oh, sorry, I already read that. So I don't know. I'm there's so many facets of this story that just don't make sense to me. And I don't think that it's a hoax. I do think this woman is missing. And Cincy, next thing we will hear is that Laura Mathias was sent. Yeah. Then she and John will do a dramatic reading of it on their channels for hours. I agree with that, sister. She wished she thought of it. You know what? I got sidetracked from Laura Mathias. I haven't forgotten. We're still going through that 9-hour live. We're still doing it. This isn't really like a roasting session for me. We're still gonna go over that because fuck that bitch. But however, You know what's sad? That kids go missing every day and don't get a glance. Yeah, every day. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on one second. All right, I'm gonna put this this on from Megyn Kelly. I like Megyn Kelly. You can say what you want about her. I like Megyn Kelly. And she does have entertaining information on most things. So let me know if you guys can hear it.
Went to break.
Just so you guys know, this was put out like right before we went live. And this lady right here, she's beautiful. She's an ex-FBI agent with our friend Megyn Kelly here. I've disagreed with a lot of things she has said on the Epstein files in the past and the John Benet Ramsey stuff, but I'm gonna put that aside for right here because I do like what she was reporting and I agree with this. I have a lot of questions. Maureen, yeah, thank you, honey. Nikki, yes. Yeah, yes, wicked girl crush. I like her tenacity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
The FBI released 4 pictures of a man clearly outside of Nancy Guthrie's front door in a ski mask, in leather gloves, wearing a backpack, and they are...
Bro, is he barefoot? Kids, is this man barefoot? So he has black surgical gloves on. I don't know that those are leather. He has a full ski mask. He has reflector like utility vest with a backpack on. Even for back support, he has the chest strap and bare feet. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was there for.
Terrifying. All I can think looking at these is, oh my God, this poor 84-year-old woman saw this man in her bedroom shortly after this. What they show for the listening audience is the man clearly at Nancy's house. He's wearing, as I said, a ski mask, the kind that covers everything on your face except for your eyes and your mouth. Mm-hmm. And he has like he looks white. He's got very round, large eyes. You cannot tell. In the one picture, it looks like he might have facial hair, but I can't be sure.
Yeah, he has a mustache. He has what I thought were glasses on because that's the only reason why he would have the reflector in his eye, right? He has a little flashlight in his mouth, and you're holding flowers to what? Distract the Nest Cam? Are you all right? Are you all right? And you're coming with your readers on again. Choices.
He does.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the last
yes,
photo,
okay.
Megyn. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. The last photo shows some facial hair there. And you can see him, for the listening audience, it appears.
Oh, I thought it looked like glasses. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for that. It's a reflection of his eyes. That's scary. I thought that he had his glasses on. I'm like, well, that's a weird choice. They could get fogged up with what you're about to do, sir. And is anyone else surprised that only one person was caught? It does not mean that only one person was there. It means that he was the putz that had to go to the door. In my opinion, I was not there.
Ripping out the Nest camera. It looks like he's looking right into the camera that is obviously on her front door. There's one picture there, Maureen, that's confusing because it looks almost like vegetation he's holding.
Yeah, it's probably a bird's nest.
These are black and white photos.
It's probably a bird's nest that was behind the Nest camera. And if you recall, Megyn, this looks like the same vegetation that we saw in the blood droplets on the porch. So apparently the blood that ended up on the front porch ended up on top of this or around this vegetation. Do you remember seeing that vegetation? If you play that video again, that's exactly what we're going to see. But the clothing in here
we're looking at some of the blood here.
Yeah.
This is the Brian video of the blood drops.
See that?
See, okay. Does anybody else Yeah, I agree, JTG. I think that he's not around anymore, and I'm doing one of these numbers for our friend Nancy, okay? Because it's not looking good. This looks staged to me. At first, this looked staged to me. It just did. It looked staged, and I was like, why are there perfect droplets? In my opinion, if I was a betting gal, like why were they looking in the septic system? Okay, after going to Annie's house for game to do the night where they said, oh no, she allowed them to come in. They were going in regardless of whether they had a warrant or not. And he does have very feminine eyes. I thought the same thing. And actually, hi Lynn, it's always a good to see you, baby. Welcome in. He's very feminine eyes. Yeah. So wait, if it wasn't to be at Savannah Guthrie, right? What would be the motive? What would be the motive if there wasn't like a political angle or Savannah Guthrie angle? Because like, I mean, her siblings aren't celebrities, and she's a D-list celebrity. It's not like she's like Tom Cruise, right? What would be the angle? Like, that's another thing I'm trying to reconcile. I don't know. I don't know.
That vegetation right there, that's from a bird. I'll bet a bird made a bird's nest there.
And we can see him, frankly, ripping it out. And it looks like almost like in another. Maureen, can you see? So with his right hand, so I think we know he's right-handed. He's punching the Nest Cam, or so it would look.
Yep.
And but I can't.
It's a pew pew. It looks like a hammer to a pew pew. My opinion.
Handle to it.
Looks almost like
I'm trying to see. It looks like a.
It looks almost like the actual Nest camera, but when he's grabbing the vet, so he could be a left. If I
here's
okay, go ahead.
Here's the statement from the FBI just released by Kash Patel. New images in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Working closely with our private sector partners to continue to from corruptible due to a variety of factors, including the removal of recording devices. The video was recovered from residual data located in back-end systems. Working with our partners, as of this morning, law enforcement has uncovered these previously inaccessible new images showing an armed individual, he says he's armed, appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door.
Hold on. This is another thing, too, that I heard. Hi, Wayne. It's always a pleasure, baby. And Tar Heel, that's a lot of blood. You're trying to tell me that you have a home that costs upwards of $1 million in Tucson, Arizona, and you don't have a reputable security system? Like like for instance, right, back with like the D4VD thing with Celeste Rivas Hernandez, you have a Tesla, but you didn't get the subscription. You have nearly $1 million home. Your mother has nearly $1 million home, and you didn't get her the subscription to the Nest. Right? Did anyone else side eye that? Yeah, that honey. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just like I heard that and I was like, wait, like you can bang up like I have Ring cameras in my like complex, right? Because like fuck people, I don't trust anybody. And like even like little old me has a subscription just in case my physical camera gets broken. If some motherfucker wants to take that shit off my door, it's still going to capture your ass, right? I'm seeing who's coming in, and if I'm not seeing it, the authorities are. Like, to anyone else, I don't think so. No, because like, how is JLR camping out there in a gated community, right? Same here in the Boondocks. Yeah, I mean, I live in one of the safest neighborhoods. Like, nothing happens here, knock on wood, right? But like, I don't trust nobody. So like, you didn't help your mom set up the subscription, but you helped her hardwire the cameras for what? Right? For what? Like, why have them? Is my thought. Does any I have a hard time with that.
The morning of her disappearance, anyone with information, please contact 1-800-CALL-FBI. Statement. So he says it was recovering.
That means that stuff that, for example, when you get that alert on your
Equals, baby, I can see you. I can see you, baby. I can see you.
phone that says we've detected someone in your, and the company should have a thumbnail of that of those images, and they should be able to get him. It was really surprising when the that is a Wes expert. I mean, Gary, he's so good, and he told me that he's shocked that they weren't able to do that. So my guess is the FBI was able to do this because this is rather sophisticated. But so they have to store that type of a on their system, not on Nancy's, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're saying.
So in other words, they were captured in the moments before he tore down the ring camera or the Nest camera, and then transmitted something back to the system.
But I think why they're saying armed is if you look at this first image, which I didn't know what he was holding at first, but I'm looking at it now. That's a holstered weapon in what we would call a concealed carry holster. It's supposed to be on the inside of your pants, but it looks like he's got it somehow on the. Maybe I don't know how he has it attached to the front of his pants, but I think that.
Don't forget barefoot. So he's stacked up in all this gear, but he's barefoot. Odd choice.
That's what that is. That is a weapon. Yep.
Is that a gun?
It is a gun, and if when I come on again, I can run and grab a concealed. I have one that looks almost exactly like that. If you put it inside your.
What does he have the Wheezies on? Honey, I see toes. I hate evil. I love you, baby. I'm so happy that you're here. I hope you're feeling well. He looks barefoot. He has sneakers on. Listen, next time I'm gonna bring a full panel. And he looks like he has he's raw dog in the pavement. He's gripping. He needs the grippers. He does not look like he has sneakers on. Does he have the Wheezy Jeezy things on, or whatever you want to call them? I'm not rich enough to have them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Taha does look fucking amazing. She does. So do you, Hate.
Your pants inside your waistband, it sticks a little bit to your skin and a little bit to your clothing. And that's exactly what that looks like to me. That's what that is. He's got a holstered weapon right there.
I mean, this is so terrifying to me. You're lifelong law enforcement. I don't know how this grabs you, but this is so terrifying to me.
Well, this is how
to think of this large man, with this face mask and a gun and a backpack and the gloves showing. This is every woman's worst nightmare to wake up to this. Never mind at 84 years old.
Absolutely. The other thing,
but hold on, time out. I'm coming up big. We gotta break this. Oh shit, Natty! Hey, baby. Hi, it's good to see you, Mama. So wait, can we time out on all of this? So she took the Uber to game night. Tomas drove her home. Her pacemaker hit the base. She was not home. We love you, Natalie, for forever and a day. So her pacemaker hit the base. She wasn't home that long. They're saying that she was in bed. In my opinion, strictly my opinion, okay, wasn't there. I reserve my right to change my opinion about everything that I say, because this is all unsolved. This is what we don't know what's going on. Okay. But from what I've been told by the YouTubes and by mainstream media is that she just got home, and either A, it was great fucking timing on the kidnapper's point, on the kidnapper's part, or they knew her schedule. They knew what randomly she was doing that night. Did she win bingo? I hope she did. I hope she won that night. Scrabble. I hope she did. Fuck. We love you, Nat, forever. All right. The call's coming from inside the house. Yeah. I'm putting my money on that, Kimmy. I'm putting my money that the call is coming from inside the house. They knew that she was randomly at game night with her daughter, and that Tomas dropped her off 15 to 20 minutes before that. Because this is what we're being fed. This is the schlup that we're being fed. So I'm going on the assumptions of what we're being told. Right? If you guys are having trouble chatting, back all the way out of chat and come back in. It's like a YouTube thing. I'm not sure really like what's going on with StreamYard or YouTube lately. Both technically and otherwise. So, okay.
I want to say is I've worked a lot of kidnappings on the evidence response team, mainly of children, unfortunately, but the one question you want to ask yourself is, does the perpetrator have a proclivity or a predisposition to violence? And in this case, here's a man with a gun on the yes. And that is not good.
So wait, she's saying there's a proclivity to what though? Like old women? I don't think this is random. Okay. I think we're being lied to. I think that there was an angle here. Okay. I do not think that someone randomly knew she came home from Annie's house and 40 minutes later there's blood and she's missing. Stop insulting my intelligence. If you're going to give us facts, make sure they add up, because people like us who are very untrustworthy of everything and everybody are going to pick this shit apart. Okay.
For anyone.
The other thing I don't know. I mean, everybody listening to this who can't see the images is, of course, wondering, is it the brother-in-law? Because that's the only one we've heard mentioned. Don't mean to condemn this man, because we have nothing other than Ashley Banfield's reporting from a senior law enforcement officer that she trusts implicitly, that she says is impeccably sourced, that he right now may be the prime suspect as of last Tuesday. Right now may be the prime suspect. Okay, so that's been 1 week ago. I will tell you, I don't know, other than it does indeed appear that he has dark facial hair, because in that one circle around the mouth, you can see hair above the top lip and you can see black hair under the bottom lip. But here's what I do want to say, Maureen. You and I might not be able to determine who that is from looking at it, but if you're married to him, you would.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the shoes. There's so much.
Can you imagine? First of all, okay. So I'm gonna have to go back. He looks barefoot to me. He looks like he was gripping pavement. I will retract that statement. If I believe I trust you and Nikki enough to, I know you guys are sleuthy and you guys are all up in this. If you guys all agree that he has sneakers on, I'll believe you. I'll have to go back and look at the toe hammers. I don't trust him. Me either. But they like my thing is, can you imagine your significant other being the one accused of this, and you're like, oh, you would know, right? You would hope you would know if your husband was capable of doing this. Okay, your brain might not want to go there and be like, oh my god, like what, this person is an elderly kidnapper. Okay, your mind won't want to go there. But I don't believe it was random. I don't think he expected to get as far as it got. That's fair assessment. It's fair assessment. Fuck, you guys. This case is hard. I mean, I do a lot of cases on children because children need voices. So do the elderly. This poor woman's still missing. Did she even make it out of the house that night? Oh man.
So much information here. First of all, he's wearing rather distinctive clothing. He's not wearing all black. All black would be a lot more difficult to decipher what he's wearing. He looks like his feet may be a little bit shorter, but the Bureau can determine, or law enforcement can determine exactly how tall this person is based on this, because they're going to, I'm sure you could do it easier with AI, but Jim Fitzgerald can tell you too that they can, they're going to count those bricks and the distance he is and where he's standing on the mat. They're going to reenact that. And I'm sure Jim's been involved in a lot of cases where they've determined how tall he is, but that clothing is very distinctive.
Gerald, Jim, these pictures are shocking. Your reaction to this breaking news?
Yeah, I'm literally looking at it for the first time in the last few minutes, and this is amazing. And my good friend Maureen knows her stuff as well as anyone. She's absolutely right. They're going to have all kinds of photo experts at breaking this down, and we only have a black and white image here.
Hey, Cali girl.
I'm not sure. Possibly there's color somewhere else. At least what I'm looking at. Production kit with them in some kind of a backpack. I can't exactly see what it is, but it looks like he has something on his back. Of course, wearing gloves, wearing face mask, which tells us something now. We thought all.
Oh my God, what does Grunk say? I don't have my phone in here. Yeah, hey, Calypso, always a pleasure, baby. I hope wherever she is, she's being treated okay too. I hope so. Hey, Kellyo. I think this has been random notes that the FBI is not releasing everything. I mean, it took them this long to release the cloud footage. You listen, Kellyo, do you think that the feds couldn't got that cloud information earlier? Just like they didn't have the Epstein files and there's nothing to see. Like, I don't trust them motherfuckers. Kim, I need to know what Grunk, what Grunk, I used to keep saying Grunk, what Grok said who took her. Because, oh man, you look at every like old person that's like defenseless. At least she wasn't as like defenseless as most, but like she didn't stand a chance with this fella. Look at him standing there waiting. He knows what he's doing. He knows why he's there. He understood the assignment. If you ask me, he understood the assignments.
All along that the person who did this may have known there was no subscription service, and that's why they didn't have to worry about it. This guy didn't, and wore the full mask here that would cover almost all of his face. But as Maureen was saying, as I just signed on here, you can see some features through there, and that's a big clue. Shoes, pants, sons. Megan, you mentioned his wife. You know, his buddies, his siblings, someone, especially with this award out there. This changes the entire paradigm of this investigation. It does nothing. We still don't know if this guy's the kidnapper looking for money, meaning the for-profit.
Oh my goodness, kids, we have a celebrity in the house. Hello, my Patrick baby. Good to see ya. Um, good grief. This case is like really getting to me. When I tell you I have consumed so much of this and it's ever changing and there's no straight line.
Profit part of this, we don't know if that's the person sending these things, but this person at least is the abductor, and that's where we have to start right now.
That's huge, 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 such a huge investigative break.
Yeah. Yes.
That they were able to recover these images. All I can think, Maureen, is this is how Tyler Robinson was apprehended. They got an image of him from the stairwell going up to the roof of Charlie Kirk's murder, and he wasn't identifiable. He too tried to disguise himself, except to people who knew him. So if this guy's married or has buddies or colleagues, if he works, you know, it's going to be a lot like, if this were my husband, I would know. If this were, you know, my executive producer, I would know. I'd know the build. I'd know the.
Okay. So this is what I was gonna. I put myself off camera because my internet's glitchy. So like, okay, if you before I'm gonna read this in a second because I'm gonna get distracted again and lose my place. Like, even if I don't have my contacts in, okay. And my kid is across the parking lot from like my apartment, okay? And hold on, that would never happen. Let's just say my glasses. I'm blind. Okay, I'm pretty blind. At school today, I went and picked up Kay, so we go pick up Zoe at the vet, and I had my glasses on. And then as I'm walking, because I'm vain, I took my glasses off. Okay. I can tell Caden's gait, right? As he's walking. I can tell his gait. I can tell it's him by the way he walks. I could tell my sister's eyes in a camera. I'd be like, that's Glow, right? Nikki, I would be able to tell it's you guys. So who somebody's family member is going to be like, oh my God, that's, you know, Nicholas or whatever. You would know, like, people that are in your life, like this person has loved ones somewhere. Okay. And now this is world news. So someone's going to pick up and be like, oh shit, that's Sam. Right. Hey, one thing about I can't type is they're very hackable. Anyone skilled could have known she has no. Oh, okay. Equals. Thank you for that. Didn't know that, but makes sense. And someone made a point that like the FBI came, it took them 8 days to come up with this, with this image. It could be AI. It could be like afterthought of images. You guys, I move my hands and my body around so much. I'm never in focus. I apologize. He's in front. God knows who else is in the, yes, Cape Codder. Yes. Cape Codder bust. I love your name. Grunk says it's premeditated, deliberate, and sloppy. He nailed it again. Definitely fucking sketchy. I have my thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. Please hit the like. Please hit the like, somebody. Someone knocked at my front door earlier. I was freaked. Yeah. Yeah. Even the Amazon people, like when they hit my bell, I have like a, I have a picture. I can see who's at my door. Because it's winter, these poor people have the ski masks on. I don't want to let them in my building. Who are you? I don't care if you have a package. Leave it outside, right? Okay, Grunk says the footage is not AI. Great to know. I always freak when someone's at my door. Yeah, fair. Trust nobody. Okay. Ask for permission later. Ask for forgiveness later, I should say. I'm obsessed. I love Brian Enton. He's doing great coverage on this. Kids. This one makes my stomach hurt.
The general facial look, like he's not as masked as he thinks.
And that initial stance in that first photo is very distinctive to me. What I would be doing is hopefully the law enforcement initially on scene, and hopefully the FBI ERT team did a bunch of dumpster diving or checked a bunch of trash, or at least made notations as to when and where the trash pickups were and what quadrant of the
You guys, I still see big toes. Like, can you guys see right here? There's uneven. Wait, can you guys see my mouse? Can you guys see my mouse? I have a big green mouse over here, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I see an uneven area. Back left foot. If you look close, you can see the way his foot is shaped to a T, where there's separation of toes. There's even like the slant going down. Like if he had a boot on where he's dressed like a utility guy, you would see a boot of some sort. I'm seeing toes. I'm not convinced there's shoes on.
Of the dump they went to, so that they can start searching, because, or even the trash at that Circle K where there was some activity initially when that night. I think someone was saying that there was some activity at that Circle K location.
Yes.
I would also
Thank
check.
you.
Hey,
And the cops went there and asked for surveillance video from the Circle K. The Circle K employees confirmed that to the media.
Right. But I always go for I always go to the trash. I spend a lot of time in dumpsters, and it's horrifying in some ways, but you get a lot of really great information.
International disputes, inflation, rising national
Megan,
debt, digital currency. There's a never ending list.
Don't do that to me, Megan.
It gives you peace of mind, given
I don't
all the
wanna know
events that
about
could
it.
impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax sheltered retirement account is right for you.
All right. We're over that, Megan. We're over it. You guys. I'm not convinced he has shoes on. Nikki, you're laughing, but wait until he's decked out. Can we just all agree too that, like, I know people over in Arizona have like thinner blood than we do because it's like -4 here in Massachusetts. But he had a ski mask on, a huge backpack, a long sleeve coat with reflectors. It looked like jeans, bare feet. In Arizona heat? Bro, JLR's cameras were overheating the other day. Did no one take notice in the guy that looked like he was ready to be walking into a nor'easter? Did no one take notice of that? Kind of looks like a woman's face, but not the body. Yeah. Built like a lumberjack. Interesting point. Another shot of him in the garden has sneakers. Wonder if he took them off. Oh, interesting. That is tricky. So two things could be true at the same time, right? He could have had shoes on, but then that picture, you guys go back to that specific. I don't know how to use the tubes well enough to like be zooming in and doing all the fancy footwork over here. But if you look, there's separation of the big toes, and the slants are too much to say that he has a sneaker on. Sounds very chill. Could be from the military, but yeah. Very scary. Before we get off of here, because Baby Grunk is gonna be calling for me any moment now. I have like a 2-hour window before he don't give a shit who's here. He's like, Mom. Let me just see if there's any current updates. Oh yeah, our friend Hey Rob is being sued by Laura Owens. She was sent a for reporting on her. He is one of our mods, very loved here. He is being sued, and so if needs be, I'm going to be putting. Well, I'm going to have him do it because I don't want anything. No hands, but hopefully if he needs to go further, that we will all help him here. I want to make sure that there's nothing too much, going on before we get off here. Oh, wait, hold on. I love this guy. This guy has great, hate. It's awful. Our Robbie is a very good person, and he does stellar work on those cases, and he is being sued by her. She's a crazy person. Can you guys see it? Yeah, crazy, right? Poor Rob. Poor Rob. I mean, unbelievable. He lives in Arizona, and he's been covering Laura Owens. Laura Owens is the lady who said she got knocked up from the blowy in the nose with the ejac in the nose. Yeah, she's suing him for all types of shit now because he reports on her on YouTube. So that's not fun. Poor Rob. All right. So this is Matthew. He does a lot of work on a lot of cases, and he's actually really good. If you guys want to give him a follow, I'll put his link in the chat if you guys want to. He does a lot of cases. All right.
Of still photos of who authorities believe is a person of interest and possibly the suspect in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. There are a lot of people who are speculating that this person could be connected to her son-in-law, Tommaso. People do seem to think that there are similarities when it comes to this masked person and Tommaso's bandmate, identified as Dominic Evans. Tommaso and Dominic are longtime friends. They made a band together back in 2007 called Early Black and are still friends to this day. They actually use Craigslist to find people to be in this band, which I think is interesting.
Weird.
Dominic does live in Pima County, Arizona, and he does have prior charges pertaining to burglary, robbery, theft, and embezzlement. You know, is it just a coincidence that this guy has been caught?
If this still shot right here don't break your heart, if this does not, I know you guys can see my mouse, but I'm circling the picture below. If that picture don't break your heart,
Breaking into people's homes and trying to steal money, and this person is breaking into Nancy's home and possibly holding her for ransom. Now, if you guys look closely at this footage, the masked person walks up to Nancy Guthrie's residence without a care in the world, seemingly that the camera is there. I think that the camera may have like flashed a light to indicate that it had captured someone on the camera, but they don't seem too concerned over the fact that the camera is filming them. And I think that it's because whoever this is knows that Nancy's camera system does not record and save footage. So while he is trying...
That's a great point. That's a great point. So as we were talking about earlier, like, why wouldn't you have a subscription? First of all, if it's hardwired in, there should be like a security company that it require you for at least, I don't know, whatever. Who am I? But if my 80-year-old mother was living by herself, bet your ass, like even if you don't want to pay for it when her kids, I mean, she's Savannah Guthrie, she has a couple, $2-3. Not judging, but kind of. You're not paying for that. They had to have known that if they banged out the camera, that there would technically be no remnants of them, right? They looked real familiar with the house, right? Not saying it's Tomas's friends or anything like that, but like they have researched the house. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, kids?
Trying to cover the camera, and he even goes down to the garden bed to get some greenery to try to cover the camera. There isn't too much urgency when it comes to concealing the fact that they are standing on the porch and possibly being filmed. Progress is definitely starting to be made in this case. Authorities are getting a ton of tips after the release of this footage and these pictures. So of course, as more information comes out, you will be able to find it here on my page. What are your thoughts on all of this? Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, so following the...
Wow, kids. I'm sad. We're going to continue to follow this. Now that there's more of a ball rolling with everything, not saying we're going to get anywhere with it, but I wanted to wait to see where we were getting, because it was so flaky and there were so many people reporting on it that, like, you know what I mean? But we will follow. If there's anything to come, I'll set up a random live. Listen, I'm way better at like random lives. Okay. I'm not good at like keeping a date or time. Okay. So put your bell on, the little bell, put all, and we'll follow it from here. And prayers to Nancy. At the end of the day, Nancy's the victim, right? And her kids. My heart breaks for them. And wherever Nancy is, I hope that she's okay, one way or another, right? And whoever took her, covered it up, whoever, and I hope they fucking burn. And we will follow it through, and we will, poor fucking Nancy. Adios, fam. Oh, jinx. Adios, fam. All right. Bye, guys. See ya.